Hey everyone, how are you? What's up? I am Rachel and I'm the proud founder and creator of Siopa Seize Your Passion. And I do these live streams from our Facebook group Seize Your Passion every Friday afternoon, usually 4 p.m. Today I'm here at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I do these live streams every week as a way for me to share with you my growth for the week, my lessons of the week, what I've been thinking about, any aha moments I might have had, epiphanies. I'd really just share my thoughts and ideas and lessons that most of them we all kind of know, but it's really good to have reminders of those lessons. And there's much a reminder to myself as they are hopefully for you, as a way to get you thinking, as a way to inspire you, and as a way for you to continue on your journey just as I am on mine, to realize all your dreams and become your best self, which is what Siopa is all about. So this week, I want to talk about a lesson and a message that, again, is one of those that we've all heard before and we all know to be true. But I don't think we remind ourselves enough of it, and I don't think we're reminded of it enough by others. And that is the importance and monumental significance of practicing what you preach. And that monumental significance and the importance of that lesson and being reminded of that lesson applies certainly to realizing all your dreams and becoming your best self. Whatever those dreams may be, whether we're talking about your professional life and your personal life. And, you know, I always sort of segregate those two, but obviously your life is your life, and what you do every day, as far as whether you have a career or profession or whatever your job is, even if it's not a traditional job, what you're doing every day is sort of how you act and interact with other people. And then there's, you know, your personal world and your personal life, your interactions with your family, your friends, and of course your interactions with yourself. And you can't kind of segregate those. We tend to do that, and I say it all the time, but one affects the other, one spills over to the other, and how you do anything is how you do everything. And your beliefs as far as becoming your best self and realizing your dreams and your own personal development, they apply and they manifest themselves in your life, both in the professional realm and in the personal realm. So this lesson of, you know, practicing what you preach, the reason I've been thinking about it this week is because, you know, what I do on these live streams every week actually is what I preach, right? I mean, I'm doing the live streams as a way for me to practice what I preach, but what I'm doing is actually thinking out loud with you guys, talking about ideas, about lessons, about messages. Hey, Lewis. Hey, Susan. And I love that. You know, I've always loved theorizing and studying theory and learning on a cerebral level and learning new things and, you know, discovering new ideas and talking about ideas and analyzing ideas and beliefs and philosophies. And that is obviously such a big part of who we are and how we are in the world. But theory alone is worthless, you know, and words can be extremely, extremely powerful and life-changing, literally. The words you say to yourself, the words you believe, the words you say to others. But when they don't have any substance behind them, when they don't have any depth or anything to back those words up, they're cheap, you know, and they're worthless, essentially. And the reason it's, you know, practice what you preach is because it is practice, you know. It's not just, of course it ties into taking action, and yes, you have to take action and not just talk about things, you have to actually do them, but it's practicing them on a regular, consistent basis every single day. So it's hard enough to change behaviors and habits and what you do every day, it's even harder to change your mindset. So if you're at a place where you want to realize your dreams and you want to make a change and you believe in, becoming your best self and creating value for others and making an impact and contributing and everything that Siopa and Seize Your Passion and Realizing Your Dreams is about, it's not enough to just believe in it and talk about it and listen to me pontificate about it. You have to, and I'm saying this to myself as much as I am to you, and that's the point, is you have to start practicing, not just taking action, not just, okay, I'm going to do, one thing and then not, and forget about it. It's really a practice, and a practice implies something that is habitual, something that becomes your second nature, that is routine, something that is consistent, every single day. So it's really living by what you believe in and doing it, and I was thinking about this, and I think a great way to really, hone this point and a great way to make the point and really get it on that deep level, and not just on the surface level of the words again, is, it's known that the best way and the only true way to impact your children and teach your children is by leading by example, right? Now, all of us are guilty of this. We all, as parents, teach our children by telling them what we want them to believe and instilling in them the values we want them to have for themselves, right? Who doesn't tell their children, you can be anyone and anything you want to be, and go out there and realize your dreams, and don't live anybody else's dreams, but only live your own, and listen to your inner voice and listen to your soul and be true to yourself and do what you love, right? We all say these words very regularly, but how many of us actually practice them regularly ourselves and show our children that by example? And it's not easy. It's not easy, again, to change behaviors. It's not easy to practice on a regular, consistent basis, because the implication of practice is that there's always room for improvement, and most likely at the beginning you will suck, and that just comes with the territory. But if you practice anything, any skill, any belief, any goal on a regular, consistent, habitual basis, and live it every single day, and not just talk it and say, yes, I believe this, but don't actually practice it every single day, it's words are cheap, and it's kind of worthless, I have to say. There has to be, it's very similar to the difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? So again, I love learning. I always have. I love thinking about new ideas. I love analyzing new ideas. I love learning new things and taking it all in, right? And that's knowledge, and knowledge is power, but knowledge is only power if you actually implement it and practice it. And that is precisely the difference between knowledge and wisdom. And you know what bridges the gap between having knowledge and turning it into that superpower that it is, which becomes wisdom? The bridge that bridges that gap is experience, living it, doing it, practicing it regularly, consistently, every day. And that is the same thing as leading by example, and not just practicing what you preach, Yeah, so that's what I've been thinking about this week, and it's actually, I'll end on one more note that it's very apropos, I think, that I was thinking about this week, because today, this evening starts, for those of you observing, and I know a lot of you that watch this do observe the Jewish holidays, and tonight starts Erev Yom Kippur, which is the eve of Yom Kippur. I'll say it in my American accent. And Yom Kippur is all about self-reflection, and it's all about atonement, and it's all about forgiveness and a new beginning and cleansing yourself. And a lot of people, and again, it's human nature to do this, but a lot of people, they'll go around and they'll ask people for forgiveness for the sins or the wrongs they've done on them for the past year. And they'll say the words, and they'll have good intentions behind those words even. I'm not saying they're insincere. They are very sincere. But it's sort of this like, okay, once a year, let me, ask for forgiveness and, say I'm gonna atone for any wrongs I've done for people. But what is actually a definition of atonement? It's actually reparation of wrongs done. Reparation implies doing something to undo the wrong or to repair the wrong. It's making some sort of change. It's putting substance and action and practice into those words. It's not just saying the words, because that is not a meaningful self-reflection. That is not a meaningful atonement, and that is not what the holiday is about. In order for it to have true meaning and true capacity to change and to make a difference and to make an impact, there has to be that practice behind it. There has to be the substance behind it, and not just empty words. And that's true, again, for everything in life, and certainly for seizing your passion and realizing all your dreams and becoming your best self. Don't just say the words. Don't just believe them. Don't just think about them. Don't just take in knowledge. Don't just theorize and say, and it's so easy to come up with excuses and justifications of, yeah, I'm not ready, or I'm scared. We all know the self-doubt and the self-limiting beliefs, and how fear stops us, or how easily we make excuses for ourselves for not actually going out there and taking action and practicing consistently every day, even if it's the tiniest baby step. Practicing what we believe, practicing what we preach, putting substance behind those words. That is what gives it meaning. That is what gives it depth, and that is what ultimately makes a difference and changes yourself, your life, your dreams, and the people that you impact and the people that you affect in your life. So practice what you preach, and again, the word practice, it's not just take action, it's a deeper level than just take action. Again, there's a lot of substance behind that word, a practice, the practice of yoga, the practice of martial arts, practicing a sport, practicing, it's day after day, consistently living it, breathing it every single day. It's not just empty words. It's really the substance behind the words. So for those of you who are observing, have a meaningful Yom Kippur. If you're fasting, have an easy fast. And for the rest of you, practice what you preach, do more of what you love, be more of who you love, and I will see you next week. Seize your passion, guys. Bye.